What's the strangest way you've ever prepared for something big? Maybe it was blasting music before a job interview, drinking 3 cups of coffee before an exam, or pacing the room before giving a speech. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles may have just topped them all, because their secret weapon to prepare for this week's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers isn't a new playbook, a cutting-edge gadget, or even an extra practice session. No, it's the sauna. Yes, you heard that right. Sauna time. So, let's set the stage. The Eagles are heading down to Florida, and if you've ever been to Tampa in late September, you know it's not for the faint of heart. Forecasts are calling for 91 degrees with humidity hovering around 69%. That's the kind of weather where you step outside and instantly feel like you've stepped into a steam room. And for a team like the Eagles, who are used to the brisk winds of Philadelphia winters and those frosty December games at Lincoln Financial Field, that heat is no joke. Enter Jordan Davis, the massive, emerging star on the Eagles' defensive line. Davis let the cat out of the bag on Thursday, telling reporters that the team has been prepping for Tampa's climate by, well, quite literally, sitting in the heat. The players have been piling into the sauna together, sweating it out, and getting their bodies used to the kind of discomfort they'll feel on Sunday. Davis even joked that sometimes there are 15 guys in there at once, freestyling, tossing water on the rocks, even swirling fans to crank up the heat. It's part training, part bonding, and all Philly toughness. Now, sure, this sounds funny on the surface. 15 300-pound linemen stuffed into a sauna, joking around, sweating buckets, and pretending they're in Florida. But don't laugh too hard, there's science behind it. Athletes often use heat acclimation to improve performance in hot environments. By training their bodies to sweat more efficiently and withstand heat stress, they're less likely to gas out in the second half when fatigue and dehydration can make or break a game. And in a matchup as important as this one, every little edge counts. Jason Kelce, who just retired after an incredible career in Philadelphia, even chimed in. He admitted he used to hate playing in hot weather, saying the Eagles were always more accustomed to the cold. And who could blame him? Philadelphia football has always been defined by grit in the harshest of conditions. Think back to the iconic Snow Bowl game against the Detroit Lions in 2013, where LeSean McCoy rushed for 217 yards in a literal blizzard. Cold weather. That's Eagles football. Humidity at 91 degrees? That's more like Florida speed. And speaking of speed, this game against the Buccaneers is more than just a weather battle. Let's talk football. The Eagles are facing a Tampa team that's been unpredictable this season, with flashes of brilliance and moments of vulnerability. For the Birds, the key will be controlling the trenches, and that's where Davis and his defensive line come in. Davis, alongside Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, and Haason Reddick, forms one of the most intimidating defensive fronts in the league. They'll need to generate pressure, shut down Tampa's run game, and make life miserable for their quarterback. On the offensive side, Jalen Hurts has been steadily reminding the NFL why he was an MVP candidate not long ago. His ability to extend plays with his legs and his growing chemistry with wide receivers A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith make the Eagles' passing attack lethal. But in heat this oppressive, conditioning will matter as much as play calling. Imagine Hurts scrambling on a third and 10 late in the fourth quarter with sweat pouring down like rain. This is where all those hours in the sauna pay off. Now, here's where the history buffs will appreciate the perspective. The Eagles and Buccaneers have a playoff history, and it hasn't always been kind to Philly. Fans still remember that bitter loss in the 2002 NFC Championship game, the final game ever played at Veterans Stadium, when Tampa Bay stunned the Eagles and punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. That one still stings for longtime fans. So every meeting with the Bucs carries just a little extra emotional weight. And after the Eagles' recent dominance in the NFC East, you can bet they don't want Tampa to play spoiler again. Let's hear a few fictional takes from the locker room, shall we? Jalen Hurts, calm as ever, might tell the press, "Heat, cold, rain, snow, it doesn't matter. We're built for any condition." The sauna. That's just part of us finding another way to stay ahead. At the end of the day, it's about execution. Meanwhile, Lane Johnson, the veteran tackle, might joke, 15 dudes in a sauna is not exactly glamorous. But hey, if it helps us handle Florida weather, I'm all for it. Besides, it's a good way to test who can sweat the most. And you can bet the fans are eating this up. Philadelphia fans are known for their passion, their intensity, and yes, sometimes their brutal honesty. I can already hear them now. sauna? Whatever it takes. Just bring home that W. And don't forget, this fanbase has turned chants like "Fly Eagles Fly" into a national anthem. If they're on board, you know the players feel that energy. Now, let's take a quick statistical detour. Historically, teams traveling into hot climates have a higher risk of fatigue-related mistakes, missed tackles, late-game interceptions, even special teams breakdowns. But teams that actively prepare for heat see measurable improvements in endurance. So while the sauna story may sound lighthearted, it could genuinely be the difference in crunch time. Looking ahead, this game has ripple effects beyond just Week 4. A win keeps the Eagles firmly in control of the NFC East, especially with the Cowboys and Giants struggling to find consistent footing. It also sends a message to the rest of the league. Philadelphia isn't just a cold-weather powerhouse, they can thrive anywhere. Lose, and the critics will circle, questioning whether heat preparation was enough, or if Tampa has Philly's number once again. So, what's the takeaway here? For the Eagles, it's not just about X's and O's. It's about mindset, creativity, and doing whatever it takes to gain that extra inch, that extra ounce of stamina, that extra moment of focus. Whether it's a sauna, a snowstorm, or a Sunday night showdown, this team knows how to adapt. And that's what championship DNA looks like. So, Eagles fans, get ready. Pack your jerseys, tune into the broadcast, and crank up the volume for that "Fly Eagles Fly" chant, because this weekend, Philly takes on the Florida Heat, the Buccaneers, and their own past. Will the sauna sessions be the secret weapon? We'll find out soon enough. But one thing's for sure, this Eagles team is built to fight, sweat, and soar.